What is
Hello.
that noise? Well, okay, I'm hearing some background some background white noise. Hi, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the StewKast podcast. It is the StewKast. It is the wrestling podcast with myself, Lou Marconi at Marconi251 on Instagram, at Marconi1973 on X. My my partner and hetero friend, Corey Castle at Corey Castle everywhere. Co-host. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing great, man. I'm trying to get real quick onto because we're trying this thing where we go live on Facebook now.
Yes. Is it not
With,
working for you?
with
We've had
doing
hiccups on that. Fans First has had that problem too.
with what I have to do is with what anybody has to do. So it's not just exclusive to me, but
Hmm.
when you do stream live via Streamyard, the
Yeah.
platform that we use, you have to go in and change the publicity of the post itself so that it is public, so that we're able to see the comments via our platform.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do that. So anyway, while you work on that, this is on the Combat Zone Network, which is a subsidiary of the Fans First Sports Network. We are also sponsored by Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. Check it out in the details of the show. We're here. We're here every Wednesday at 12:35 p.m. Eastern time. Today is Thursday. Yesterday was a holiday, so we had a good New Year, and we're here
Mm-hmm.
to talk pro wrestling. Just what's happening right now with pro wrestling. We give our perspective. We're both former wrestlers. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you. Like I said, check out the Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. At this time, right now, we're going to take a quick break while you work on that, and we're going to pause for more sponsors right now. All right. Thank you. How about those sponsors? All right. Thank you for joining us. Hey, also check us out anywhere on Spotify. We also do other side projects as well. I work with the Fans First Sports Network with the Fanatical Elves Network. I do my content there, and well as we do the I do the Burning River Browns talk and stirring the pot on that one. But Corey and I also do the Sunday Stew Pot. That's every Sunday on Rumble with new episodes. And Corey has his podcast called Evolving. You can find that anywhere you find podcasts as well as on YouTube and Spotify. All right. So Corey, you still working on that, or did you have something you wanted
Yeah,
to say?
I think I got it figured out. One sec.
I think it's there. I think I could see it from here, so that's good. So yeah, looks like the big show that's coming up for WWE because we barely even talk AEW on here. So, but
We just talked about AEW for 5.5 seconds right pre-show.
yeah, we're just like yeah,
Pre
the cope, they're coping. Yeah,
pre-recording of this episode, we talked about how Edge changed his name and uh, and how I
yeah,
tried to watch some of AEW and I had to turn it off.
yeah,
And that's pretty much the extent of AEW that you'll AEW talk that you'll hear here tonight.
yeah.
On today. I said the word today.
Today,
Yeah.
but no,
Yeah.
it looks like there's some definite hype up going up with they're really trying to hype up the January 6th, which is not has nothing to do with Trump. It has to do, or the election or the anti-Trumpers or whatever. It has to do with the debut of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So history is being made because for the longest time, Monday Night Raw was always on USA. You're
Mhm.
talking over 30 years at this point, and
Yeah.
now it's going to be moved to Netflix and streaming. So the audience will definitely be a lot broader at this point. Uh, what's your take on this so far? What are you expecting?
I it's it has potential. It has a lot of potential. Um, I don't know. I don't know if you caught it, but I listened to Cody Rhodes did an appearance on Two Bears One Cave podcast,
Okay. No, I didn't
and
hear. I
and
didn't catch that. What did he say?
he was just talking about the potential of the households who may not be familiar with the product. I mean, I understand it's it's a very inner bubble mindset. Think about like, oh, people aren't watching wrestling because they don't know what it is. Everybody knows what wrestling is. Everybody knows what WWE is.
Yeah, they
It's
might
just
not follow it closely. Yeah.
right.
Right.
So this might be a chance to get those people's eyes on the show, just to kind of give it a chance because it's moving to a platform that like everything's on. So they
Yeah.
like nothing brings a crowd like a crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm looking through here. Yeah, because the premiere episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix will feature some of the biggest names in WWE, such as John Cena. John Cena is going to be there. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. I'm trying to think because it's CM Punk, Seth Rollins, it's Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken. Did they do a stipulation with that match too? What they made it a ladder match or something?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I thought I saw that somewhere. Anyway, go ahead, man. If if anybody wants to help me with, I watched the shows over the weekend, and by the time we get to this day, my it's out of my brain, so it's just
Right.
completely. Let's see. Keep going, man. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
I think they're doing the Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are in a tag match against um, Damage Control. Is that who? No, it's
I,
like Bailey and somebody. I
is it
forget now.
Bailey and somebody? Okay, hold on.
It was, I
Yeah,
completely forget. Somebody could drop it in the comments and remind me because I.
yeah. We're trying to remember because we do so much stuff here, but yeah, it's like I said, it's interesting because you're going to see wrestling be presented to a much broader audience.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm going to do a quick search here to see because I know they did make some changes to the show. I'm going to see what the latest. Uh, let me just put that on here. Becky Lynch is supposed to return. Oh, nice. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I got Outlook India. Let's see what Outlook India will tell us. It's weird when you click on these sites, you get all these like weird pop-ups and stuff. Let's see. All right.
This is from earlier. I'm not seeing my current live on my Facebook to be able
You're
to
not
change it.
seeing it? Okay.
No. So
Well, there's always been let me see. Let me see. This is a USA Today article.
6.
Hold on a second. I'm pulling it up here. Go ahead, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
What Raw moves to Netflix would know before? Hold on, I'm trying to see if they have like any more of a card announced.
Yeah, hang on one second. Okay, let me just kind of do this right now because it's like just to find the cards like pulling teeth. All right, hold on. I started scrolling. This took off on me here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Women's World Championship match: Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Tribal Combat for Ula Fala title. Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Sikoa, whatever. Uh, That's what they got so far, and I think there was going to be. Yeah, it looks like LA Knight's going to be in there too, but I'm not sure. But
Right.
that's what we got here. What to expect on Raw on Netflix. So those are some of the ones. Yeah, the Roman Reigns match I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to basically all of it. I'm just looking forward to see what they do if there's going to be any type of difference in production. Because
Yeah,
like
I would want to see like what it looks like. You know,
yeah,
more than
yeah,
anything.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm trying to see here what else is happening. Like how will it be any different? Because I told you like on Christmas Day I watched
NFL. Yeah.
NFL football,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hang on. Somebody just asked me. And hang on one second. Yeah, one second here. So it wasn't any different watching on Netflix versus watching it on like CBS or any other network. So I don't know what would be different with anything else here at this time. So let me take a look. Here we go. Uh, yeah, yeah, because I don't know if there'll be any difference from that. But anyway, Monday Night Raw, January 6th. I saw that it looks like they did stipulations. It's just hard to find anything online when you're trying to do this stuff. But let's keep the conversation going here. What do you think? Do you expect title changes on this?
It'll it'll be it's tough to kind of call that, but I kind of think that they're going to have some. Uh, who knows like which if there's going to be any like major ones or not? You know what I mean? I'm saying like
Hmm.
because they're I could say like the Ula Fala is probably going to go back to Roman, but that's not a major title or anything. But I'm saying like that's
Well, title tribal chief, yeah,
right, yeah,
yeah, the Ulafala. Interesting because it's like I think Cornette said this too. Is like you actually saw a an Ulafala and a bracelet meant more than belts on AEW.
yeah, yeah.
And it's one thing with WWE versus that. So I don't know, man. I'm just kind of I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try when I watch wrestling now. It's hard to not watch it as a former wrestler versus to watch it as a fan.
I mean, yeah, you'll always be watching it as a wrestler. You'll always be watching it with an informed eye, with a trained
Yeah,
eye. You're going to be watching
yeah,
it
yeah.
with with the knowledge of what could have been done, what should have been done, and you'll
Mhm,
always go back in your head when you watch a match to like your knowledge of how match
mhm,
psychology should go, or like what spots should go in what places, and which
mhm.
maneuvers are executed in a way that's like
Oh, yeah.
saved
What
or
works,
correct.
what doesn't work. You can almost see too when you're with the trained eye where the finish is going in the match and what's going
Mhm.
on. It was just interesting because a lot of times too, the business was so much different when I was in it compared to now. And I always thought of it as so interesting how back when I started and all the old timers saying, "Ah, business is in the toilet. Business is in the toilet. This is terrible." Blah blah. Now here I am. Here I was saying the same thing. Looks like we're on Facebook.
Yeah, I figured it out. I
You figured
figured
it
it
out.
all out.
All right. All right. Well, Rock will probably interfere. My guess is keep it going.
Yeah,
Hey, you get a good point. Or maybe the Rock will help. You never know. He could. All right. I don't know what that means.
me either. I have no idea.
Explain the emoji there, Maxim. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for the comment, Cliff.
We love.
Appreciate
Yeah. Thanks. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Then you got the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, which I don't see Cody Rhodes putting them over.
No,
I
I
don't.
mean I don't. It's not a refusal to put him over, but it's a
What
it's
it,
more of like a give me a little one, Corey. One of these. Oh, one of these. That's what, I get it. I
your
get it.
gimmick. Your gimmick. See,
I
I wouldn't have
get it.
known that.
See, when I used to be a babyface back in the Reading days, circa 2008, I used to do that, and the crowds loved it. Yes, it's not a thing everybody can do,
Oh boy,
but
this guy's
all the
like,
little kids would be obsessed with trying to figure out how to do it.
hey, now he's happy. Now he's so that's what that meant. Okay, so you knew what it meant,
I
but
mean, it took me a minute to figure out what he was talking about.
okay, your gimmick. Know your gimmick.
I
God,
I didn't know my gimmick in emojis,
yeah, yeah.
but I guess that's a
Oh,
pretty accurate one.
like one of the things I was going to say about the business too, like back in the day, before the days of guaranteed money and contracts and all that, if you put a belt on a wrestler, you had to have a level of trust to do that, and you had to
Right.
earn that trust to do it. And
I mean, without guaranteed money back then, like there was so much more higher stakes on all of your moves because all of your not just the move set, not just the moves that you use in the ring, but I'm talking about moves you make as a character, moves you make as somebody who's going to
yeah,
draw money, who's going to get asses
yeah,
in seats, who's going to get attention for the company because like your payday was built around like the size of the house.
yeah, and you got paid a percentage of it, and you kind of knew if it was good or not, if it was going to be a good payday. We always did that trick. You drive into the town and you would ask like where the wrestling was, and if the people at the gas station knew what was going on, like, oh, there's a show tonight, like there's wrestling tonight, like then you knew that God, the house is going to suck, or versus, oh yeah, man, everybody's talking about it. This is how you get there, you know. So
Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah, I would just when when I was driving in the town where the arena was, I would pay attention to whether or not there was posters up around the town.
yeah, that too,
Right.
that too.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Just
Yeah, no, that yeah, you see where the posters were and what's going on.
right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, like if you put a belt on somebody, you also relied on that person to draw for all the other guys to get paid too.
Right.
You didn't just do stuff like that's kind of where I always noticed. There's I saw some recent podcasts with Bradshaw.
Right. Yeah. He took over for Pritchard.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because some of the older Pritchard stuff I always liked. I always liked Bruce Pritchard stuff. Never when I was there, I never really talked to Bruce at all because I never really worked directly with him. I always worked with the road agents,
Right.
which
Right.
were usually Strongbow and Gurria and Goulet, and uh, sometimes Briscoe or Patterson, sometimes Blackjack Lanza too. But it's like I just said, it was just how it was there. And what Bradshaw was even talking about was like how Vince Russo was and the stuff that he makes up. He's like, huh. He kind of like he just kind of just shook his head like he had no idea like um how can I best describe this? Why Russo had the animosity towards him that he had.
It was. It was a. I think. I think it was a level of BSer. You know, you can't BS a BSer. I
Hmm.
think it was like something in that. I think it was something inside of that. Like, um,
Who's BSing who though? That's what the question is. It
that's what I'm
Vince Russo?
saying. Both of them are BSers BSing BSers, and they couldn't.
Hmm.
They couldn't take it.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I heard Mike was muted and for real quick, and then I had to remove it. I don't know what I clicked on. Yeah, it's about the BSing a BSer, and well, I remember like because the whole brawl for it all thing, which was
right.
so stupid. It was dumb. Guys got hurt. It screwed things up. I mean, they could have made millions of dollars doing Steve Austin and Steve Williams at a WrestleMania.
Right.
Instead, it turned into a debacle. Don't BS a BSer.
Don't be a BSer, BSer.
Well, yeah, and so I guess because Bradshaw said something about I could whoop anybody in this locker room, and he was just talking. The
Right.
guys
Yeah.
sometimes just talk and boast and shit. So
It's,
Vince did.
it's all uh, what I refer to, and please take this, please use this if you will. It's all what I refer to as a level of gray fabe. So it's like you're half in character, half not, and who can tell what's a work and what's not? What's a
Right.
work?
Vince Russo had no idea about
Right.
that or locker room talk because he even Bradshaw said, "Are you kidding me?" Ken Shamrock was in that locker room.
Right.
Steve
Yeah.
Blackman was in that locker room. Steve Blackman's got to be Ken Shamrock. Those two guys, holy
Yeah.
no!
Yeah.
I mean, those were the baddest.
Dudes.
Those were the baddest dudes I ever met. I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest, I never worked with them in the ring or anything.
Right.
But well, actually, I would say this: when I wrestled Iron Sheik in the '90s and he was in his 50s,
Mhm.
it was like late '90s when I just remember just thinking like this guy could seriously f me up if he wanted to. And here I was 20 years younger than him at least,
Mhm.
probably even more. I can't remember how old he was, but he was a lot older than me. And I remember just and we were working in the ring. I wrestled him twice, and he could have destroyed me. He could have done whatever he wanted to me, but it just one of those things that you think it's you understand it is a work. Yeah, you could see me today. Yeah, we could see you, Elena. Can you see us? Cool. Yeah.
Won't try
So
to BS you on that one.
yeah, we're not going to be SBSers, but because and Kaz was a great guy. He was. I mean, he was really good with me and everything. He was tight on some of his stuff, but you could kind of tell when you're in the ring with somebody that's legit. You know they're legit. And
Right.
I
No.
remember who was
People
another
don't
one.
go around claiming that they'll make you humble unless they can really make you humble.
Absolutely. And he
Right.
would have. Well,
Right.
I mean, if you remember back in his younger days before he left Iran, he was bodyguard to the Shah of Iran.
Wow. Okay.
That's how tough he was. Yeah. Before,
Right.
and he had to flee the country because of the Ayatollah revolution because he was associated with the Shah. He feared his life. And so he got out of there. He actually told that story. I'm trying to remember. We were at somebody's house. Cubo Carmichael can verify this. And we're at a barbecue. We're all just sitting around cooking. I guess we all just ate. We're just sitting around after we ate, and we're just kind of in that food coma stage before the show.
Right.
And he just started talking. He just started talking about his times in Iran and how he fled the country. And he actually, as a person, he loved America. He embraced America.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we could do. I mean, we could do more stories on these shows if we want to talk a little bit about what's going on currently in pro wrestling that people are relevant and important to. But he really did, and I always had a lot of great deal of respect for him, for Kaz, and I didn't understand why Andre didn't like him, but I wasn't there, so I don't know.
I mean, there's you never know. You know what I mean? There could have been
Something else that's completely unrelated.
something
Yeah,
else that like they never spoke of, but maybe there was like a language barrier. You know what I mean? Like they were
yeah,
both pretty hard to understand
yeah, yeah.
and couldn't understand each other, so maybe just saw each other as competition. As you know, like the spots, everything depend. They were both a draw. Like if you're going to be an attraction, you're going to find other people who are attractions. Your competition.
Maybe. Or
So
it could be an ally to help you draw more money too. It
right,
just depends. And I know because Big John Studd, I've heard stories about him about how Andre didn't like him because he stepped over the top rope, and I think he said something in a promo saying that he was a freak, and Andre didn't like that. So John Studd did not want to work with him anymore because Andre just laid into him. And you think about it, John Studd was 6'10", 350 pounds. And Andres made him look like a little kid. I mean,
right.
7'4", 500. It's like, geez, imagine how humbling that has to be for John Studd. It'd be like, I don't want to work with Andre anymore.
I
Yeah.
worked on a couple of shows with John Studd's son, Sean. Have you ever met
Okay.
him?
No, I never met Sean. No,
I have never worked with. We've never worked each other, but like he seems like a pretty cool guy. I mean,
no, sure. I'm
I
sure
don't,
he is.
don't know what he's like in the ring, but I mean, he seems okay.
Like I said, I could count on one hand guys that I thought were complete assholes
Mm,
out of the 25 years that I was in the business. So one hand. Like, I mean, I'm not going to name names or anything right now, but there's probably some that would think I was. So it's different schools of mentality on things
I mean,
sometimes.
something I'll say, and I've said it to you many, many times.
Hmm.
Like, if you ask people who know me in the wrestling business about me,
Hmm.
that they're all gonna kind of say the same thing. Like, they're like, does it the way it's supposed to be done, carries themselves the way a professional wrestler is supposed to carry themselves. Uh,
Hmm.
and if you know anybody who's got a problem with me, it's somebody who's got a problem with everybody.
Probably, yeah, probably. I wasn't the only one that felt these people were the way they were. Just so you
Right.
know,
Mhm.
real quick too. You ever notice that when we talked about the Ultimate Warrior before on the Sunday Stew pot, we taped that earlier today.
Right.
Um, when I guess they were doing a DVD at the time. They were doing the Rise and Fall of the Warrior,
The
Ultimate
self
Warrior, Self Destruction, Ultimate Warrior, and they just noticed that as they started interviewing, everybody was kind of saying the same thing about the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, he was out there, man.
yeah, yeah. Don't meet your heroes. Yeah,
You're right, man. You're
yeah.
right.
I've done that. I've met them, and I've been disappointed. Absolutely, absolutely.
But every once in a while, I like to remind myself, people get to meet me.
On that note, we're going to wrap up the show because we're getting about the 25-minute mark. Very humble, very humble.
Make him
Uh,
humble.
very humble. All right, hey guys, thank you for joining us. Check us out on Spotify and all the other Spotify and Where else? Apple,
Is it on Apple Podcasts?
Apple Podcasts, excuse me. I can't speak worth a shit today. So we're here. We're here every Wednesday at 12:35. Even though today is Thursday because of the holiday, we'll be back next Wednesday. We will talk. We were going to review. We'll talk about the Monday Night Raw, and we'll talk about anything else going back into wrestling and just kind of tying it into today's stuff. We got another comment before we go. Who was that? Oh, is that another one? Oh, that's another one. You got to do it again, Corey. She deleted all of her friends but the two of us. Okay, thanks. Ooh,
Honored. Never meet your heroes unless your hero are us.
yes.
You can meet us.
Yeah,
No
we're at the Heroes R Us store. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
problem.